Okay, welcome back. It's in the Weekend Politics, and wherever it is you're watching us from, we're live on CRBC TV Calabar. Now, while the Chief Press Secretary to the Governor was talking, he had to veer into an area that I knew I was going to have a talk on that. That's why I had to quickly butt in at that moment. Joining us on the show tonight is the Director General, Cross River Geographic Information Agency, Mr. William Archibald Jr. DG, so good to have you. Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you for having me.
And let me say, this is the first time you're on Weekend Politics. Welcome on Weekend Politics.
I am so excited.
Let's quickly look at you. Recently, I mean, that was about 2 weeks ago or 3. You brought a delegation to His Excellency to, talk about the issuance of C of O, how it's gone digitalized and all of that. So we'd like you to talk to Cross Riverians, because a lot of Cross Riverians don't even know that it's essential that you get C of O. So I'd like you to talk to Cross Riverians on that.
Thank you very much. Well, basically, C of O is, of course, your land security, right? In the agency, Cross River Geographic Information Agency, where we process certificate of occupancy. In the past, there had been some challenges, but we thank His Excellency, our Governor, for his tremendous support towards revamping the agency. It's basically converting from analog to a digital process of doing things. You see, land is our most valuable asset, right? Everything, the foundation is land. And if we don't get it right, we'll fall into problems. That is the essence of setting up the Cross River Geographic Information Agency, having to do with digital information to land use application. And of course, we are using advanced technologies to carry out these activities. So besides having a proper land information system in place, all the land transactions passes through that process. And of course, with the tremendous support of His Excellency, was able to inject funding. Of course, with the support of our consultants, New Technology, we were able to upgrade the agency to what it is today. And that exercise you talked about happened sometime in May, first week in May, where we commissioned, where His Excellency launched the first set of brand new COVs produced from the agency. And then so far we are handling 27 of that brand new COV. And of course the agency is revamped, is ready to do business. So this is a medium telling the public, come and do your certificate of occupancy. Why you need to do certificate of occupancy? You have your land security. The process that we are going from certification to recertification, that is to say, those who have not had COVs in the past, come for your certification. Then recertification, those who have had COVs in the past, come for this new digital COV. It's bankable, it's tamper-proof, and of course, it's very secure. It has a lot of security features that cannot be duplicated. And you see, one major thing while we encourage people to come and do new COVs, we don't want people having duplicated land titles. With what we are set up, there is no room for such. So there's security, and of course, there's a faster approach in doing your land transactions in the agency. Okay, great. So let's look at those steps. What now? Someone who has bought a land, could you put out those steps that would lead to the point of coming to get a C of O? And when you get it, how long does it take to be out? Okay. Well, for the public, you come to the agency. There are different mediums. We have online services. You can be anywhere in the world right now, and you can apply for your title perfection. But the first process, right? If it's a government land, government allocation, you come and do a CFO directly. But if it's a private land, it has to be. Of course, you do a registration, have a consent, and that is approved, and then it goes for what is called approval in principle with the Land Use Allocation Committee. And of course, when that is done, process now you now come for a CFO proper. So it's like I mentioned, advanced technology. There's a software package that has been designed from the first point of call to the end points. It starts there in the agency, and from the GIS, which is the core of the agency, right? Because it has to do with linking plots to its actual location during your spatial analysis. And then, of course, it goes through the process of getting to the Solicitor General's office, okay, for QA, QC, okay. So with all these processes designed, you cannot have any fake CFOs coming out from the land cluster, basically. So that is the process before it gets to His Excellency's signature, which will be appendix on that CFO. At that point, now we can now hand it over to the public. And you see, one thing I really appreciate this administration. In the past, you have CFOs being given to maybe politicians or high-class people. But this ambition is a ambition with sincerity of purpose. If you look at the people that came for the set of the entire public, to the common man, to everybody, because that is what this ambition is all about, the people first.
Let's look at the certificate of occupancy. Can it be contested in court? What I'm saying to you is that you see a particular land sold to 5 people. Who do you think should have the COO at the end of the day?
Correct, that's a very good question. I started by telling you analog to digital formats. You see, there have always been land departments, land agencies, and all that. But with the digital approach that we have adopted, with the advanced technology we have adopted, right? Going through the process to where you get to the core of the agency, which is the GIS room that deals with suitable softwares like ArcGIS. Let me not mention all of them, but from that process, using the ArcGIS software, it gives you the spatial information of where that plot ought to sit. If you have any issue, maybe it falls where it's not supposed to be, it now goes to the surveyors, right? The surveying department, so that they can go and correct that anomalies. So with the process design, the digital approach we have in place, there is less room for things like that. Even with boundary issues, we will not have boundary issues when you have community clash. With the structure of the digital approach on ground, issues of boundary issues and community clashes, we reduce it to at least 80%.
Oh, great. Let's look at the benefit of owning a COO.
Good. Now, with your COO, of course, we have, let me just give you a little insight. We have a lot of people, basically the farmers in the rural areas, everywhere in the states. They have massive land farm, but they don't have the access to credit. So the COO, right, is a security that guarantee you access to credit, right? And apart from access to credit, you also have the issue of secure title land system, whereas you cannot have it duplicated. What comes out from the final seal that comes out from the agency after passing through the process, it cannot be duplicated. We have all had those issues. I have been affected by things like I bought a land before in the past, and I bought from the family, and then many years later, somebody came up from that same family and said, no, it was sold to so person. These are issues that we have corrected.
Okay, great. Now, and quickly, you are an appointee of His Excellency the Governor. Some days back, His Excellency marked 2 years in office. How has he fared in the land cluster? And what will be your message to Perseverance watching us right now?
Thank you very much. I got appointed 5th of May 2024. Before I got appointed, of course, I'm a geospatial expert, and I believe I fit into where I am. But there had been, I would say, maybe I'll call it total neglect of the agency. But I want to really thank His Excellency for the tremendous support he has shown to the land cluster. There has been tremendous upgrade in the land cluster. In fact, when you tell people about come and do your COO and all that, they say, that agency is a no-go area. They are fraudsters, they are this, they are that. But I can tell you for a fact now that all those things are things of the past. His Excellency over the years has been very supportive, has been patient with us, and now we will start yielding the desired potentials.
Yeah. So your message to Perseverance?
So my message is this: Perseverance. I know people had a lot of questions regarding COO and all that. And I want to tell you that all those are things of the past now. For your COOs, 21 days for government land. I'm talking about the processing time, where you can come and get your COO. So 21 days for that, and for private landing, approximately 42 days. Why that? Because it still has to pass through a longer process than that of the government land. So I want to encourage Perseverance out there that please come and get your land title. Come and get your COO and have security over your land. Great.
You heard it from the DG there. Come and get your land title and have security over your land. I've been talking with the Director General, Cross River Geographic Information Agency, Mr. William Achibong Jr. Thank you very much for your time, sir. And I must say congratulations, for the tremendous job you're doing in your agency. Thank you so very much.